Morning, everybody. Morning, Tuesday morning. Sorry about yesterday. Some internet issues, unfortunately. Some firmware update which didn't work. So there we go. Is what it is. But hopefully you guys had a decent morning. I think there was about maybe one good setup for that drive to the upside, and then after that, sideways action. And today, it's possible we get the same. It's possible we go into a liquidity building phase in 200 to 300 point range, and let's talk about why. So as always, we're starting on the daily. You will see, any of you have joined me the last week or so, we're starting to get this, aren't we? The contraction of the daily Bollinger Bands, with the 20-day and 5-day starting to catch each other up. Okay, so it's starting to happen. We have overhead supply here on the daily. All right, these are all-time high supplies, and we're slowly chomping through it. All right, so if you think about it, supply started down here at 20,000, let's just call it 700. All right, and we've slowly, since early May, made our way through this supply, just producing higher highs and higher lows. That's all we're doing. But right now we're at a key level because we're at that daily Bollinger Band. So this is a 2 standard deviation away from the 20-day technically. And these will start to open up once we've been here long enough. All right, you'll start to see one of this. You can even see it since yesterday. We're trying to get an open up here. So it will start. That will allow the squeeze up or the fail down to 20-day and 200-day. What are they waiting for right now? CPI data. CPI data is coming tomorrow. It is might be the first time we've had the data which starts to include a little bit of the tariff pressure, and you might see an uptick in inflation. If we start to get an uptick in inflation, what are you going to get? You are not going to get a rate cut, and that will mean higher for longer. Remember, originally this year we were thinking 100, 125 points. That's what we started pricing in. Then we were told maybe we'd be lucky if we get 75. Right now it's looking like pretty bleak. Right, Fed are not going to make decisions all the time. They've got overhead pressure coming from tariffs. So if we get an uptick there, it's going to be a problem for cuts. It's going to be a problem for the bonds, and then you might see a reaction tomorrow. It might be that the print's not too bad and they just managed to shake it off. But over time, that's what we're looking at. So we're going to need some good sentiment from tariffs to come and squeeze higher. But I do not like longs in general when we're up near the top Bollinger Band. I prefer it when these bulls have some room, like down here. We could trade up to the top. We reject it. We go back up to the top, we trend, we reject it, mean reversion, back up to the top. We might come back for mean reversion. It doesn't have to be today, but I'm very, very aware of that. So momentum, great. Location, not so great upside right now on the higher time frames. Swing traders, they're the ones having the fun right now. They bought this dip into the 20-day. They added this dip, added this dip, added this dip. They're probably taking some profits, and then they're holding runners. I would not want to be a new money long up here. It's better almost at this point to wait for a breakout, retest, and then be a new money long. Otherwise, collapse into here and a new money long from a swing perspective. So that's what I'm very aware of, is our positioning on the daily. We are overall bullish, but we have to be aware of our positioning. All right, moving into the hourlies. Just focus on this chart here with me. Make sure you can see it all. Let's move this up. There we go. All right, focus on this chart. Last week, this pullback that we traded was nothing more than a cleanup of these stops, testing the RBS level. We absorbed off it, and then Friday, Sunday, pullback is what? Inverse head and shoulder level, and we start driving out. Yesterday, you had to be patient. It built liquidity all day, all day, all day, all day, and eventually, if you were here in Asia, you got that breakout play. All right, so there is your very clean squeeze setup. This is a very, very high probability upside squeeze setup. The move's happened, it's gone. The damage has been done. It's taken out the liquidity. So what are we looking for now? Well, there's 2 options really, arguably 3. This level down here, this blue box, which we can make a little bit bigger if I'm honest. All right, something like this. There is a lot of buyers operating down there, which means they have a lot of stops down there into 700. That's the first thing I'm aware of. Secondly is this imbalance. We did a big drive up and we failed that drive back down, right? Which means this is probably a low area of volume right now. They trap buyers up here at the highs. That's where they're trapped. This can extend up here, and I would move this sort of like that. All right, this is where buyers are trapped, 930 and above. So rotation can continue. I'd say this level here, sort of into 900 key. Don't be surprised if you see something like this today. All right, just rotating all day. If we start to reclaim this level here and we build some nice liquidity, maybe with a micro one of these, then maybe there's some more upside potential. But right now bears have a chance intraday, having cleaned out the old highs, to set a lower high in front of 930. And if they set that successfully, they'll be looking for a drive down to 700. Down here, we can have a failed breakout and a trade inside after cleaning out the stops. All right, we can protect it and produce a higher low, or we can fail 700. So it would be a breakout or retest failure for a continuation trade back down to fives. Now, I wouldn't have thought they're going to do that move unless they've got an early read or an early print, unless they need to get risk off into CPI. Remember, print is coming tomorrow, CPI tomorrow morning, PPI Thursday morning. So range right here, you can see is in here. All right, that is your range. This is exploring range, no acceptance up there so far. Main range really is 900 down 700. We haven't explored underneath it since setting this range, other than sort of here, and we didn't get acceptance. We traded back upside. So I'm expecting rotation really from 900 to 700. If we can reprice and hold a bid above 900, potentially there's a squeeze up to the 22K, take out this Globex high. If there's a failure underneath 700, potentially there's a wash down to 5. That's where my mind is really looking between that. Between 900 and 700, chop. All right, just absolute chop. The market has shown you it wants to chop between here. We had it last Friday. Chop, chop, chop. We had it yesterday. We didn't get a breakout till 9:30 last night. All right, so just be aware of that. Overall, bullish range rotation. Bullish range rotation. Main chart, you can just see the same thing. All right, so far, just stuck in between yesterday's value area high, value area low. That is your chop range. All right, this is your chop range. So not too interested there. I want to see us try and explore outside of it and either hold a bid or fail. Then I'll be interested. Inside here in the morning, not really interested in taking play. All right, if we start to rotate and roll, maybe I'll be interested, but let's see. Let's go through the mag quickly. Move this to a 5-minute. Make sure you're on the chart with me. Let's just make sure you can see this before I do anything else. There we go, yeah. All right, moving to the mag. Let's have a look. Apple sold off on its news event yesterday. Investors not happy that there was a lack of AI talk, which is what they've been waiting for. So you're watching this really, 200 over under. It's been the level for a while. All right, if they can get a hold above 200, above 202, they can squeeze back up upside. Supply there at 203.80. So in no man's land right now with slight rollover, but overall bullish sentiment. Microsoft inside previous day's range. All right, PDC, PDH left up at the highs. Again, we're just in a range here since last Friday. Most of the market's going to look like this because remember, the stocks did not trade when we printed upside last night in Asia. Same thing here, Amazon bullish consolidation. There's your main leg. Here's your pullback leg. Question is, does it have the juice to break out right now? Goog. Same kind of thing inside the range, but looking a bit stronger. All right, but I'd be very careful of how it builds liquidity. A failure to break out will open it up for this move here to come and clean these buyers out. But overall, pretty bullish on the Goog. Meta, again, just inside a giant range here. All right, bullish, but giant range. You can see RBS, resistance, became support, heading up to resistance. But this is the range. It can just keep rotating in here until it's got enough liquidity built for a move outside. Same story across the board right now. Nvidia, same kind of story. Same story. It looks so good. Just that simple rule. Buy Nvidia near the 100. Don't worry about it. You're fine. So inverse head and shoulders / quasi. There's your failed breakdown. Here's your range. There's the exploration outside. Came back inside, opening up inside it again. Tesla. What did we talk about last week? I said, do not get short on Tesla at these lows. Even put it on my short stories on YouTube. People just ignore. They just get so obsessed with disliking someone that they ignore that this is very, very clear structure down here. That was a long down here. All day, W pattern, long. There's your sell into that. Now we probably rotate and build liquidity out for the next leg. All right, so if you got short down here, you didn't watch last week, Thursday, Fridays. Do not get short down there. It's all the time we're holding these levels. It's very, very bullish. And right now in Tesla, it's done the big move up. We have to see if there's sellers come back in or not. But all the time we're holding 302s now. Yeah, 305s, 306, 302s. Any pullback to there that holds can be a long. All right, failure in here, you will use this liquidity to dig back down into 280s, 270s. All right, let's have a quick look at the spiders and the Qs. How are we doing for time? 5 minutes left. Not too bad. All right, you can see SPY sideways. Just sideways. Right, just consolidation sideways. QQQ. Other than I'm going to ignore that because I don't think that even existed. I think that is a bad print. Sideways. Right, if we start to get under here, we roll. If we start to get above here and hold, we can push. This chop. All right, very choppy. Remember, data coming this evening between America and China, and tomorrow for CPI. Let's have a quick look at the VIX and we'll get through some good mornings. All right, VIX filling that gap right now. Back down into here. Any hold of a bid here and an upside push will continue the range. This is the same really as the rest of the market. This is your range. So you're looking for acceptance over 1770 or acceptance really underneath 1670, 1660. All right, so again, VIX ranging, range rotation. I'm going to be very patient today. I know this market has a high probability of chopping. I want to see if we push and fail. If we push up to previous day high up here and fail against these buys and start to roll, maybe there's a short opportunity back down into here. If we reclaim, maybe there's a long opportunity for a scalp up here, and I'd be risk off at that point and wait to see if there's much more. That's kind of it, really. Let's put this back on NQM because this is the wrong chart. There we go. Let's get through some good mornings. What time frame am I on? There we go. Let's see who's in here this morning. Morning, Ramus, Clint, Miguel, Marek, Tim V, Thumper, Brandon, Richard, Glenn, Jeff, ERF, Jesse M, JD Florida Man, Botrix, thanks for joining. Garai, Dali, Raphael, Christy, Bart, Firewater, Trentry. Purchased the course, the 20-hour course yesterday. Does anyone know how to gain access at the Discord? Go to the end of the course, shoot me an email. It's at the very end of the course on how to do it. Ken, Peter, Mike, Coop, Array, Aaron, Aga, Leron, Toby, BU, Andrew, Myron, DK, Darren, Aintas, Jimbo, Nick, Jake from State Farm. Is LA on fire? I think it's calm this morning. I haven't actually checked, but I think it's okay. All right, good morning, everyone. Hope you're all doing good. Hope you're all doing good. All right, let's have a quick look at the books. One thing I haven't really had a look at this morning. How long we got left? 1 minute. See if there's any big orders on the tape. Not really. Tape looks very quiet, folks. All right, tape is very, very quiet this morning. All right, no big orders. Everyone just in waiting pattern. We'll see if something comes on during the morning, early morning drive. But really looking at 800, 875 for that morning pin. Most of the volume here between 870 and 830 so far. So not a whole lot going on the book, unsurprisingly. And that's it. Let's see what we get. 15 seconds here until the opening bell. Do not rush into trades this morning. DK, I've not been able to access the Discord. To access Discord or to access Discord should you just email me, DK. I'm pretty sure I sent you access to Discord already. Should work fine, but if not, just shoot me another email. All right, here we go. Morning drive. Zoom this in a bit. All right, watching to see how we react up here. If we get up there, if there's some failures. Do you use to watch the DOM, just DOM? No, I don't use the DOM. I use Bookmap. I like a visual representation and I like to see historically, because if I'm watching the DOM or the tape, if there's a spoofer that comes on or some big order that comes on and I don't see it get filled, I will never see it. I'd have to go all the way through the tape to try and find him. Whereas on Bookmap, it would leave me a heat map of where that participant was, whether he got filled or not. So that's why I use Bookmap. All right, VIX back under PDC. Let's just see how we go. Looking at the mag, complete mixed bag in the mag as well. All right, Tesla 2.30% up, Nvidia pretty much flat, Meta 0.5% up, Google red but flat, Amazon 1/3% down, Microsoft 0.20% down, Apple 0.55% up. All right, complete mixed bag in the mag. This is telling you already high probability of a choppy day. We've had that little push up. Tried to clear out this liquidity, couldn't quite do it. Already finding failures back towards that New York Open now. I'm expecting a choppy session here, folks, unless something changes. Higher time frame buyers are in control. Lower time frame sellers possibly can be in control all the time we stay for heavy versus 900, 930. Meant what do you use? But thanks. Yeah, that's what I was just telling you. I use Bookmap. That's what I use. All right, so fails here back under New York Open. If they want to come and clean out the London lows, they can come all the way down to 730s like we talked about. Here's PDC, so gap fill coming up here, this yellow line. Just want to let this market settle down. Not in a rush to trade this morning. So didn't quite gap fill there across the market. But we found a bid in front of PDC, reclaiming New York Open. Blue line is New York Open. We're just stuck here in a holding pattern. All right, so just imagine you're on a flight and it can't land yet, and you're just going round and round and round and round and round and round and round until there's space on the runway. That's kind of what you're doing with unlimited amounts of fuel for now. So SPY with a good push here. SPY breaking out above pre-market highs. Let's see if it's got the juice to get up to PDH here on the SPY. There's relative weakness so far on the Qs. We can just afford to wait for that opening orb to be built. See if there's some structure that we can play off today. Definitely relative weakness in the Qs here. ES made a new high on session. QQQ not. You can see that heaviness in the Qs versus the ES right now. Nvidia now approaching 0.5% down. Tesla starting to give about 1% back here. Big heaviness here. I want to see how we react at PDC, and I'm watching ES into VWAP to see if it finds a bid there or not. If we're going to start to get heavy here, there is a move back down. I'd say the first level would be 800 and then 733s. So gap now filled on the Qs at PDC. Watching how it's going to trade into here, if at all. Wow, just see that last print on ES. That looks bonkers. Is that a real print? Didn't see that happen. Let me check the book map. It did happen. Weird. All right, so New York over under right now. Trap between New York Open PDC. If they keep failing here and if ES starts to rotate under VWAP, we can go lower. If they keep holding VWAP, we're just going to keep trapping over and over and over and over again until they're done with it. Can still complete mixed bag in the Mag 7. You have no alignment there. So those of you who trade a 5-minute orb, your 5-minute orb is now set. If we stay heavy versus this, there is a rotation. If we start to reclaim this in VWAP, there's potential squeeze. Remember, we left that liquidity at 66s. It's not a good look in the mornings to leave that liquidity out the gate. ES did not leave that liquidity. It did clean out, so you do have divergence there. Yeah, ES not far away. You're right, Miguel. Previous day and previous week, not too far away. I think you're going to get a massive move while I'm on vacation. I really do. One way or the other. We've built stair-stepped for quite a few days. I think you're going to get a big move. All right, so reclaiming New York into VWAP here. They're trying to set up potential squeeze to come and clear out 66, 67s now. Remember, we left liquidity up there. This did not sweep this liquidity. We left the stops in place. If they take that, we probably test value area high and then PDH. ES with relative strength this morning. Just trying to be nimble here if you're trading. Remember, we're just in a range. There's nothing directional. Higher time frame overall is in a bullish bias on the daily, but we are trapped up at that top Bollinger. We are running out of room for upside right now. It is not a location that I like to buy in. Doesn't mean you have to sell it. Still liquidity on the book up at 875, looking to get filled. No one above that right now. Or no one with size, I should say. Negative delta for the day at the moment, even though we're drifting upwards. Let me check it on the other one. Yeah, just about. So 877, I think. Nice, Raphael. Oh, it's good to hear. So here you go. Here's the upside move. It's trying to clear out 67s in order to get to previous day highs, what the market's trying to do, and then to go and test that 900, this block up here where we failed from overnight. That's what it's looking to do. Can we clean out this liquidity, drive up into this level where we failed from overnight? We can think about some of this as a fib, and remember, this up here is top Bollinger Band as well. It's actually a peek through it. So I want to see how we react into and around 900s if we have a failure up there. or not. But right now, bullish bias is holding on. There you go. So cleaning out this liquidity here now. Drifting up to PDH. If we get through PDH, we come and test 900, 930. ES is the one pushing this market up this morning. MAG starting to go green here. Microsoft the only one now lagging. So everything moved red to green. You had 3 stocks which were red this morning. They've all moved red to green. They're starting to find a bid. Have to see how we act into PDH. Once we trapped and held PDC this morning and reclaimed New York, the blue line. So we held PDC, reclaimed New York. Bulls from yesterday, that means are in control. And we go higher. Now testing into this range here. If we can start to reclaim, we can think about those Globex highs. I think there's a good chance we fell in front of it, but let's just see. So any dip now that holds 65 will show good strength. Any dip now that pulls back and holds 65 shows good strength. Failing to hold sort of 60s, 65s will mean a failed breakout, cleaning the liquidity, failure to take previous day high, and we go back into this morning session range. But right now it's showing bullish resolve, and the MAG starting to get going. VIX now failing underneath PDC as well. So everything now starting to line up for that bullish sentiment. We've got 5 minutes left until that opening range is set. They're adding liquidity up higher now. 85, 90, 95, 900. All on the tape. Only looking at 15 lots. Nothing big and nothing huge above that. Just having a little look around right now. Highest decent order is up towards 20 right now. And Delta has just flipped positive, which is fantastic. So if you're a buyer, you're looking good right now. You will need 60s to hold here on dips. If failure to do that, then no more chop. Morning, Slim. So this pullback here really needs to hold sort of 60s, 860s. Yeah, it's a measure of basically market participants. You can just think of it as sellers, no, buyers minus sellers, basically, for that session, with market orders holding more value. So market orders would be what we'd call an aggressive order. It's someone chasing. Hey, look at Peter. I haven't seen you in the chat for a while, my friend. Hope you're good. Yeah, if they hold in front at or in front of 60s, they can potentially hold this. Just remind yourself though, we're only 12 minutes in, but if this pullback holds 860 or somewhere around here, right, there is potential. If they hold this somewhere around here, where we just broke out from, there is potential to go PDH and then into this area here. That's what they're looking to do. Failure under here, then we go back into chop zone. Some of the MAG has just rolled over a little bit. Amazon's just gone red, Microsoft red, Nvidia's just gone red. So it's a choppy session. Like we said, we are expecting chop on a no news Tuesday before CPI, when we've already tagged the top Bollinger Band in Asia. But there is a chance that they can come and retest the extremes. The extremes will be the Globex sessions right now. All right, so the extremes would be here and here. So a hold of this might allow a move into here, acceptance above into here. Failure of this might allow a move down to here. I have not taken a trade today. I'm just sat here completely flat and waiting right now. Do not like it when the MAG cannot get an alignment. So failing to hold 60s, well, it's 57, give it a chance, but failing to hold 60s so far. So no follow through to the upside. That's 16, 17 more minutes in this hourly bar, which is not looking very pretty right now. It looks like it's just reached up and failed. So let's see here. If they're going to let go, ES into view up, SPY into view up, Qs into view up. Are they going to find a bid here? Does that bid fail? This is starting to look very heavy. There's your New York open. This is starting to look very, very, very heavy at this point. So next push up, if they fail and set a lower high, I would say bears have the chance to take control. If they don't set that lower high, we can squeeze all the way back up. This is just a dip to be absorbed at that point. So I want to see how we react here into 60s again. That 60s is definitely a key level. At least we've cleared out some of the top side liquidity if we're going to go for that dig lower, but really it's probably going to be a range rotation day. Liquidity left on the book at 21,900 right now. Nothing else on this book to look at really. Some buyers down at 800s, low 800s, but that's it. ES absorbing New York Open. So your opening range now printed, and there's the absorption. So it came deep here. How it acts here is going to be key. All right, do the bears come and set that lower high here for a potential rotation, or do we just go squeeze up and that was a trap? Again, just waiting to see here. Mag not in agreement. Microsoft 0.5% down, Amazon 0.05% down, Nvidia a third or a 0.25% down, Tesla over 1% up, Meta 1% up, Google 1.37% up, Apple 0.25% up. You have no agreement, no alignment in the mag. VIX trying to reclaim PDC. Back to VWAP we go. It's a massive battle here. You can feel it on the tape. Big, big battle here at sort of VWAP, if they're going to let this go or not. Holding VWAP. So far getting acceptance over VWAP. If they flush under VWAP, then we probably get a move down to New York Open and the lows of that opening range. That's previous day's VWAP there at 41 as well, I think. Just trying to measure that out on Ninja. They don't know what they're doing here. Chop, 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 chop. Everything I don't like. Look at the mag in complete confusion right now. What's the opening range so far? 70 points. That's all you're playing with right now in this orb. And we're right in the middle of it at the VWAP. Absorption at VWAP so far. ES, the stronger one, absorbing VWAP so far. You can see it. Not a nice look this morning in this market. Just give it time, folks. If we reject up here, there's a rollover potential, but this is just more range inside of range. Just look left. All right. Still a higher low, can still be absorbed, but just inside overnight session. And the mag is the clue. It does not want to be in alignment right now. It's telling you, I'm not ready to do anything. No, Jake, I did not trade yesterday. I couldn't get my internet to work. Yeah, very, very ugly right now. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Peter. Okay, so what are we doing, market? Doing the dance is what we're doing. Nothing more than choppy action here. Seller on the book up at 900 still. $70, $75, $80, $900. That's where the sellers are really. They're not huge either. They are really very small size. holding the midpoint open range, holding VWAPs, reclaiming 60s now. ES with relative strength here. Are we going to go and clear out these highs, or do they set a lower high here and trap and go lower? Right now, some market participants having a good push. Still no bias right now on the day, technically, just because we're inside a lot of action from overnight. These are key levels. If you look left into here, you can see where we got stuck. So we washed all of this. Do we get stuck here, or do we reclaim? We have plenty of time. Going to require some patience here. Delta I just have running from the morning print. It's cumulative volume. I'm not looking at like second by second, if that makes sense. All right, dip starting to hold into 60s. So they went below 60 for that first wash. So far, looks like they might have trapped here. If they're going to keep absorbing at 60s, there's a chance to move higher. ES still has not taken out those weekly and daily levels above. Still do not have alignment in the MAG. Tesla, 1.22% up. Meta, 0.75%. Google, 1.14%. Apple, over a third. Nvidia, 0.25% down. Amazon, 0.05% down. Microsoft, over 0.5%, now 0.2% down. So 3 of the 7 MAG red, 4 of them green. We're just doing a dance here. Like, look at your 5-minute chart. It doesn't look very good, does it? 68 points of choppy range this morning. I had a feeling it might be like this. I don't think we get a really good move till tomorrow. Not unless there's some early read or early print. Just checking the news here. All right, opening range here. ES taking the high. If we get through this, you're looking for previous day high. They're going to find a bid through this right now. You're looking for Amazon to go red to green and Nvidia to go red to green as well to help his previous day high being tapped. Not quite there yet on the spiders, but it's close. So it looks like they've successfully trapped in that morning wash, which should have held 60s, and it pulled all the way down to 30s to give an extra 30-point stop run. Previous day high now taken on the NQ. Just be aware of that. And on the Qs, not taken on the spiders yet. So you got divergence there as well. Sellers on the tape here at 900, not huge. But just be aware. If that was the only goal for today was to take previous day high, it's now successfully done it. We can go back into range rotation. I would think they'd want to try and catch a bid here to go higher, but really it's going to depend on the MAG. There's not many participants here this morning, I'll say that. Oh, ready to go back to sleep. New hour, new 4 hour coming in 5 minutes. Maybe we get something then. Maybe we get something then. ES did take previous week high. Not taking previous day high yet. Right back down to VWAP here then. Could you get more ugly? We're going to flush VWAP, go to opening range low, or we're just going to catch a bid here and go straight back up again. This is about as bad as you get, folks, and it is tight range. This might look big, but it's not big. It's like move up and down, like talking about 30 or 40 points without follow through. Not very pretty. Range bound action. This is everything that I do not like trading. These are my worst environments to trade. Bullish range bound action at the top Bollinger Band on a daily is just about as bad a setup as you can get, in my opinion. So we have to wait here. We have to wait for either follow through or failed follow through. Back to VWAP. Q's back to VWAP. Spiders back to VWAP. At this point, I'd rather just see it wash hard now that we've taken the daily levels. But the fact is that ES did not take the daily levels, so you've got divergence there and you've got a split on the Mag 7. Absolutely no alignment in the Mag 7. VIX starting to reprice PDC. Is there going to be any follow through for a downside move to that opening range low now? That would be, I guess, my question and my only question at this point. ES still absorbing in front of VWAP. Are they going to trap to go up again here in the ES and drag NQ with it? Or are they going to let this go and go and search back down underneath the New York Open? I don't think you can really think about shorts right now, and I don't think you can really join for any long bias here either right now. I think this is just going to chop you up if you're going to intend in playing this at all today. It is not showing any direction. Look at flow zones, flat. VWAP, flat. Lower time frame algo, flat. Trapped inside of value area high, point of control, value area low. There is no decision making today. This is a no trade environment in my mind. At least how I view this right now. It's a no trading environment. Back to New York Open. The death chop continues in this market. I cannot wait to get on holiday away from this market right now, I'm going to be honest. Cannot wait. I go on vacation tomorrow, Poppy. Hopefully when I come back, we've... well, what would be nice if we'd taken all-time highs and puked out. I fly to Barcelona tomorrow, then I take a flight to Ibiza for 4 days, and then back to Barcelona for a week, and then I'll come back to LA. So hanging out at VWAP here, new hourly and new 4-hour bar on the way. So ES still absorbing its VWAP here. All you have to do is look at like a 5 and a 15-minute chart right now. Just stay on a 5 and 15-minute chart. It is telling you no direction. We're inside the opening range. We're inside the initial balance. We're inside of Globex. We're actually back inside of previous day's session as well. We explored outside in Asia and came back inside. So lots of chop. Like I said, my thought is we're going to go on a holding pattern for CPI tomorrow. I did not take a day off yesterday for that. It was internet issues. I wish it was for that. I'm not going to go to Universe. I'm only going to go to one show, which is Black Coffee at High. I'm not going to anything else. Okay, VWAP here again for the millionth time. Bullish consolidation here. You cannot think about the shorts unless they're ready to let go, and they're showing no reason to let go right now. It's still printing above the VWAP, above the New York Open, above the lower time frame algo. That will need to change for any rotation back lower towards 700. It's not changing right now. ERF, yeah, it will when I reprice the course and everything. I'll have to change it all. Thanks, Jack. What are we doing? I'm not going to sit here all day for this, that's for sure. No chance I'm going to watch this all day. Seller just left the tape at 900s. They are stacking smaller bids or offers up above to see if they can get filled. ES having another go here. Just use the normal VWAP. Just the normal trading view VWAP, nothing else. Just the normal trading view. You don't need anything else. Then you can add an anchor on if you want. In which case, let's do one for New York session. Okay, ES with attempt number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 now at the top of the opening range on a 5-minute chart. Is that a 5-minute chart? Yeah, on a 5-minute chart. This is terrible, folks. This is really bad action here this morning. You should just be sat here waiting. There is absolutely nothing to do here. There's no volume. There's no follow through. There's no magnets on the books. Just got to wait. No new money coming in long before CPI. No one taking any profits before CPI either right now. So you're stuck. Just look at a 5-minute chart right now, especially on the spiders. It's terrible. Yeah, exactly, Raphael. This is it. Nightmare range. It's bullish range into higher time frame, massive key levels like the daily Bollinger Bands. It's I can't wait to get away from this from this chart right now. Just every dip into VWAP, lower time frame algo, and New York sessions being absorbed, so you can't really be thinking about short. If this continues for like another half an hour or something, we'll just do a giveaway instead. There's no trade set up here. We'll have to do a giveaway instead. Nice coup. Pick you. It would do it at random, Clint. If it picks you, fantastic. Yeah, we'd do it random. We'd do a random giveaway. We'd do a Apex giveaway. Any account size you want. Yeah, still trying to build to go higher. Just trying to break out on the ES. Qs are lagging. They are really lagging. Yeah, exactly, Raphael. It's waiting for that decision which comes after the close tonight, and then it's waiting for CPI print tomorrow because there's a good chance that print comes in a little hot. Back to VWAP. Back to the safety of VWAP. They find a bid off this VWAP again. Middle of the opening range. Can't even play the edges here because we haven't even got near the edges of the opening range. There's white lines on the chart. Nothing changing here. Over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under. And they're going to keep doing it. They are going to keep doing it. There's some buys down here at 50, 45. There's 100 lots just come in here. Let's see if he gets filled here at 55 to try and sell or just above. Yeah. Filled there. Instantly filled and absorbed. Do they look for follow through now? Back down to 45, 40s. Nope. Lots of games going on here. ES looks primed for a breakout. NQ, not so much. Well, this is fun. Glad I came back to the charts for this. Back to VWAP. Are they going to absorb VWAP again to go upside like they've been doing all morning? Or is there going to be a crack in this market? They're stacked here. 50, 45, 40s on the tape looking to buy this as it dips down. Not me. That's what they're looking to do. Not me. People on the tape. Not really interested right now in anything. So 50s getting absorbed there. 44 lot, 50 lot now at 45s. 30 lot down at 40. And they're going to sell 65. So they're just scalping out 20 points of range here right now. Yep, same, Peter. I'm thinking the same. I'll wait for that initial balance, and if we're just doing more of this, then I'll get off. We do a giveaway, and we'll go from there. Yep. is there's no volume, folks. The volume's just diminishing. It's almost gone. It's not going to come in until we get a move outside of some key levels. ES has relative strength here. It keeps driving up towards the 25s and it cannot break out. It's had one push up this morning, which cleaned out previous week high. Remember, we have divergence. ES has not got to previous day high. NQ did take out previous day high, that red line on the top of your screen. You have divergence there. You have relative weakness flipping between the two constantly. And you have a complete mixed bag in the Mag 7. So if Nvidia can go back bullish here, if Amazon finds a bid, then maybe there is a bit of upside. But right now, it's just not interesting me, folks. Why would I be interested in trading inside previous day's range, overnight's range, opening range, all of it? ES trying again, attempting again to get over 24.25. Poking up again, failing up there again. Nvidia now gone green. ES does want to get going. You can tell it wants to get over previous week high and trade straight up to previous day high. It's just struggling to find the juice right now. This is where we got stuck yesterday. You can see on the spiders, we're just trading into, we're trying to complete the cup, basically where we got stuck yesterday. So there's lots of supply up here. This is where we failed from yesterday on the spiders. Every dig in being met with a seller so far. Once we clear out previous day high, we'll have some room over 601s on the spiders. Another dig into previous week high. Is it going to get going here? His previous week high. NQ is trying to get up to those 900s. Remember, 900 to 930 is possibly where NQ gets stuck. So it's very, very, very tricky. You're buying very high. Think about if you're going to buy here, where you're buying on daily and weekly charts right now. That's the problem right now with the location. Still flat. Everything's still flat. Flow zone's flat. Non-directional on all time frames right now. Everything's flattened out. Look at your 5-minute, your 15-minute, your hourly. Look at your EMAs. Look at your VWAPs. They are trading sideways. There is no slant in them right now. So just be very careful. Here goes ES, trying to get through those 25s. Is desperate to get through 25s to get up towards 28s, which is where previous day high is. Nvidia gone green. Amazon not really pushing yet. Still 0.18% down. Microsoft still over 0.5% down. We are still in the opening range here on the NQ. Still don't trust a thing I'm seeing right now. Not even getting a move in this 4-hour and hourly chart. Just nothing. All right, I'm going to get a refill on coffee. Let this thing do what it wants for a minute. Still trying to build liquidity to get higher. That's what we're trying to do, but this is what you're seeing right now. Okay, deep wash, higher low, higher low. It's trying to build for this move. It's just whether it's got the juice to do it right now. Because if we zoom out, make sure you're zooming out, understand where you are, higher time frame. This is where buyers are stuck overnight. This was a key level the previous few days. And this is probably a 61 fib. If you go from here to here, I would imagine that's coming to a 61 fib. So you need to be careful of that. It's there or thereabouts. Yeah, you can see constant rejection of golden zone right now. So it's an upside bias with a range rotation in a bad location to buy. Very, very tricky. Like I said, swing buyers are having all the fun right now. They're positioned very nicely from the last few weeks, and they can just afford to let it work rather than being a new money long up here. Okay, opening range now starting to be built into on the ES. They're trying to build for that move higher on ES. Again, we are lagging here. Oh, nice, Brad. Yeah, we'll talk afterwards. Dali's one of my mods. So Amazon and Microsoft, the only ones lagging so far this morning. Rest of the market has gone green. It's just, is there any more upside? Like I said, I'm anticipating a holding pattern really in this market. Every push has been sold into so far on the Qs this morning. They're not above the opening range. We are above the opening range now on the ES. ES is looking to get up towards that previous day high. The Qs can just not join in. They are struggling here this morning. There is zero follow through in the Qs this morning. SPY just came right up to previous day high and found some selling in front of it. ES is not there yet. So you have divergence now as well between the ETFs and the futures. Just to make it even harder for yourselves, you've now got divergence between the ETFs and the futures and between all the indexes. And as we're drifting higher, is VIX drifting lower? No, it is not. It is not drifting lower right now. There you go. Weakness in the Qs. This is terrible, folks. 10 more minutes, and then I'm going to call it. If we're inside this range in 10 minutes' time, I'm not trading this at all for the day, or we will call it a day. Only for self-preservation, like I said, it's likely. This is very high probability to do this today, waiting for CPI tomorrow. We talked about it this morning. I talked about it in Discord yesterday and last night. We talked about it live on stream this morning. I'm expecting chop. There is no news today. There's no driver in this market. There's no reason for this market to move right now. It's in a holding pattern. Oh, well, I feel like every time I come on stream at the moment, this is what we're getting in the morning session. Yeah, exactly, JD. The afternoon's been offering better trades. Yesterday was actually different. I think yesterday's trade in the morning, from what I saw, was pretty good. Where was morning yesterday? That's probably the only trade I would have taken yesterday. That's a nice trade up to towards the highs. That's it. After that, failed follow through, finds a bid over the opening range, goes back upside, trade sideways, expansion up overnight, failure overnight, and we get to deal with this. That's what you're sort of looking at now, with VWAP being absorbed over and over and over and over again. Yeah, no worries, Peter. Have a good one. Have a good one. Trying to get my stream up so I can see who's in here, especially if we're going to do a giveaway. Yes, relative strength having another push here. Another push this morning on ES. Much better trader this morning. ES just wants to come and take out previous day high. That's what it wants to do. It wants to search for that liquidity up there. It's actually kind of bizarre that NQ can't get going here. Here goes ES. Previous day high about to be taken. It should just do it now. And NQ just not moving. Yeah, still trying to get up there. Nothing changing here. boring. Nice, yeah. I know a lot of you have emailed me about that this morning. I'll get on it when this morning session's done. I was just checking the emails then. All right, slight crack here. Starting to see a little bit of failure on that trend line, but again, still bullish. It can still absorb like 60s down to 50s and go for that upside move. Don't trust anything right now. I didn't actually see, JD. I didn't actually see what it was overnight. Have a look. UK employment probably times out with it coming back down, the move up. All I can see here is BRC retail sales. Looking from last night, can't really see much. The right day? Yeah, I'm not sure. Not sure. Oh my god, this market's just not even moving, man. I don't remember the last time we had initial balance with 75-point range. It used to be usual back in the day. Are they going to go now? 880, 900. That's where they're trying to get to on NQ. ES is just trying to take out previous day high into 27.75, but it's really, really struggling. The other thing is SPY already took out previous day high. Okay. So the ETFs and the futures have divergence where SPY has already done the move, ES has not done the move. You have divergence between the futures and the ETFs. You also have divergence between the indexes, both sides. So it's telling you, hey, I'm messy. I'm going to cause you problems. Do you really want to trade me right now? That's what it's telling you. Initial balance about to be set. All right, in 5 seconds. So we're going to have basically the previous day high and that opening range low will be your initial balance, which means you're now into IB rules. So you have breakout auctions and failed auctions now versus the initial balance in the next 30 minutes or so. And we haven't even been able to get up there yet. You'd imagine it's coming for a test, but let's see. I'm amazed we haven't got back up to those 900s where that 45 lot is just to clear them out, but hey ho. No momentum, no follow through, no market participants right now. Do I invest long term? Yes, I do. Mag 7 and ETFs long term. Still looks bullish to me. This looks like it wants to squeeze. It's just, it cannot get going. And I don't trust it because of where we are location-wise on a daily. But from how it's building, it should just want to go and clear out these highs. But it's just failing to do it. But it should just want to drift higher right now. Come and take these out and get into here. But it's failing to do it, and you have to respect that. We can just push up, fail the rotation, come back down to view up. If it wants to fail there, we can go back down to the lows. If it finds a bid there, we can go back up. It can just keep doing this same move it's done all day. When you think about what I said it was likely for us to do today, especially beginning of the day, we drew it out Even in Discord, we drew it out sideways, right? This is what we expected today. We expected this, whether you can see it or not. Sideways action. All right, chart's trying to get going. It's trying to explore this previous day high here. ES is still inside its initial balance right now. Trying to get up to 900-ish. So the chart is there, the pattern's there for it to do it. It's just whether there's any follow through. Failing opening range high there. The chop continues. Yeah, exactly, Exister. Yeah, we're just building liquidity. When we go sideways, we're building liquidity. It's the same on every time frame right now. Expect us to start contracting and contracting and contracting, and maybe the CPI opens it up. Maybe PPI, maybe they still hold it in a certain amount of range. I don't know. Really depends what that print is tomorrow. ES failing, it's IB there. Back to previous week high and flow zones here. ES is looking much better on a 5-minute chart than NQ. It's actually built nice liquidity both sides and explored both sides. Yeah, nothing's changed, Mr. Slim. It's terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Let's get giveaway ready then. Let me see if I can find. And they emailed me. Okay. The word is all one word, chop chop. If you type chop chop in chat, and Nightbot will pick a winner. So chop chop, and the Nightbot will pick a winner in chat for a giveaway. Any size Apex counts. It's got to be one word. You've got to type it one word. Hopefully this works, because at the moment, there we go, it's starting to work. One word, chop chop, one word. No space between them, folks. Chop chop. If you're a member or a regular, you will be more likely to win. You don't need to type it twice. Once you put it in once, it will only enter you once. So I'll give you guys a few minutes to do that. And then we get Nightbot to pick a winner. So So you'll be able to choose any size account you want for Apex. All right. So if you want a 300K account, you can have a 300K account. If you want a $25 or $25,000 account, you can have a $25,000 account. It's totally up to you. It all depends what you prefer trading. Starting to see some weakness come back into the NQ here and not in the ES. ES looking still pretty strong. Nvidia about to try and go green to red for like the millionth time today. All right, we'll give you guys another minute. So like I said, ES looking strong. It's trying to get back through its initial balance. NQ starting to go back underneath this trend line, but again, this can squeeze. This is technically a bullish setup all the time. Sort of these areas are holding. This is a squeeze potential setup, but NQ lacks follow through today. All right, 10 more seconds. Then we're going to shut it off and pick a winner. There we go. Winner announced. He'll be a happy man. ASD, Andrew, you are the winner. So you can see it's random. All right, you are the winner. Shoot me a message on Discord, buddy, and I'll sort you out with your code. Congratulations, Andrew. Saved yourself some good money there. You can get up to a 300K account if you want. What did he win? He won any size Apex account he wants. That's what he won. Let me send you the code. I've got to find you on Discord now. Andrew, can you shoot me a message on Discord, buddy? So I can find, I can't find you. I know you're on here, but I just can't see it in my messages. So many DMs. Nice one, buddy. Yep. There you go. So use that code at checkout on Apex. Choose any account you want. It's completely for free. Congratulations. All right, still building out liquidity. Literally nothing has changed, folks. You've got relative strength in the ES, relative weakness in the NQs. Qs struggling to break out of the highs. Volume just continues to taper off from the open. It just continues to taper off. But we're still holding above this level right now. Yesterday's point of control. So overall bullish. But man, oh man, is it ugly. It is ugly. Here goes ES though. ES finally tapped into previous day high. Geez, how long did that take? An hour and 10 minutes. It finally tapped it. Has not cleared it out, but it did tap it. Let's see how we act here now. Are we going to start rolling over now that it's taken it? Nvidia now gone red, like we said. This is still choppy, folks. There's no trend here. Look at the flow zones. Look at the VWAPs. Look at everything. It's just choppy. Do not get lured into it. Let it show you the move, whether that's going to be a squeeze upside or a complete collapse. Remember, we're above the VWAPs right now, and you have divergence. Oh, I'm trying to find the will to stay here with you right now, folks. Running out of the will to stay here and look at this. Yeah, hopefully more firms will give me more of them to give away. It's a nice thing to be able to do for you folks. Yeah, Raphael. Yeah, CP Lie. Yeah, the CP Lie tomorrow. If they cook the books, it will be the CP Lie. Yeah. Yeah, get a lottery ticket while you've got some luck. What account size do you think you'll go for? Miguel, if you're on stream, what account size did you go for in the end? You won last week. I did, Paul. I did. I got a Bullnuts code for you. Hang on, let me post it. It will give you 75% off. Keep forgetting to say that. I did. Right, links here, and then code FZT75 should give you 75% off. No worries. Yeah, I've got a limited amount of those. I'll have to check on the site how many I got. So here goes ES, looking strong. Through the previous day high now, finally getting through it. It's actually got a tick through it for once, rather than tapping into it. NQ still relative weakness here. If we're going to get going, here goes the ES. Nice clear out of the high now in towards 30. So is it going to hold a print above those highs now, or is this a clear out to come back down lower? Again, relative weakness in the Qs. Qs trying to follow now. Finally getting some action in this market. ES looks great. Look how much better trader ES has been this morning. Still inside range here on the NQ. So ES a nice long. NQ not. Amber alert. Fantastic. If you're wondering why I'm not doing anything, we're still just in 75 points of range. That's all we've done this morning. Actually, yeah, range on the day, 75 points, which on Q is very, very small. So ES finding some sellers above previous day high. It hasn't come and back tested it yet, so it can still back test initial balance and previous day high and see if it's got any support in there for a move higher. Maybe to back towards 35 and 40s if it can get going. If it can't get going, then we've built, that liquidity trend up today. If it starts letting go of initial balance and does a rotation, I would not be surprised to see everyone get cleaned out as we continue to rotate in this market. A non-directional market looking to rotate to build for tomorrow. PDH. Back to IB. Remember, we're still inside the initial balance. You can still have failed auction, rotation, all these things. I wouldn't get the 25k, dude. I don't think you'll have enough space for it. I'd either go 50k, which is probably the easiest one to pass. 150 gets a bit harder to pass. Yeah, 50k is pretty easy to pass and gives you a little bit of room. 25k is probably a little bit tight, in my opinion. Unless you want to go for like a really big account and just take your time with it. But then you've got a lot of leverage to use, which is good. Oh, market. Right, there's a 600 lot just come on at 900. All right, so they're trying to drag the market up. 600 lot has just come on the book in the last minute up at 900. So they're trying to use it to drag the market up to 900. I would not be surprised if they lift the offer when it gets there, if it gets there. So ES back to PDH here and initial balance. So this is where it needs to hold. All right, failure here on ES opens the gate up for that wash back down to VWAP. If it fails the initial balance, fails the opening range, you know, if we start failing 26, 27s, I would not be surprised for a wash down to 23s on the ES, failing that down to low 20s and high teens. So it needs to hold this previous day high right now on the ES. See if they get up to that 900. He's just sat there on the book right now. He just came on right here. 10:48 he came on. Good hold of PDH there so far on the ES. Tapped back into it, found a bid. Still nothing I like here. NQ just does not look good. I would love to see a drive out and a failure. I think that's going to be the easiest setup at this point. A drive upside, 900, 930, and some kind of failure up there. I think that's probably going to be the easiest trade at this point. Otherwise, I really just do not want to trade any of the levels we're at right now. It's what I talked about in Discord. I'm trying to stick to it. Prisco, I just see your email. Let me get you set up. All right, it should work for you now, Prisco. Dino, you'll have to email me as well your TradingView username to get you set up. Or you can message me in Discord, whatever's best. Okay, back towards deep pullback, flow zones. ES into previous day high and initial balance high. Remember, it can absorb here if it wants to go higher. Can still absorb here if it wants to go higher. You have divergence here, right, in terms of who's cleared out what. QQQ is almost at VWAP already. I mean, it's just very hard to think about taking a trade with this being the range. You're basically 1-to-1 on the profile unless we can get to an extreme. It's not ideal. And here's the wash back down towards the VWAP. Last push failing up here, but this is your New York session VWAP and point of control. I'd say if they fail there, there's potential for a bigger move down, but they can keep just absorbing here for the move up. And you've got relative strength in the ES. And VIX is trying to go sideways, so I don't have a bias here, really, for much more upside if VIX is going to keep doing what it's doing now. If it can start finding a bid above PDC, I'd be a little bit cautious for a rotation back down at some point. And guess what? That 600 lot, he just left the tape. He left the tape. And as soon as he left the tape, we're going back upside. Games here today, I think, folks. Justin, I'm not going to say on stream what you are, though. Yeah, Richard, I'm still deciding that. I can take my laptop with me, but I'm actually quite tempted to completely shut off for 10 days from the screens. I think it might be a necessary break. And then I can always check in on my phone just to see what's going on. But I think I'm pretty burnt out, so I'm going to have a little bit of a break. Oh my God, the holding pattern continues. This is so bad. Sorry, team. This feels like last week. Last week we went into one of these as well. Yeah, exactly. Well, you're lucky. You got some good traders in Discord that can help. I'm sure Coop will keep you all in good stead. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I think I will completely switch off from the charts. Reality is, if I take a trade when I'm away, I'm going to be too busy to manage it properly anyway. So that's never a good thing. Tried that before. It doesn't go well. This time last year in Spain, I had the same thing. All right, ES still absorbing above previous day high and initial balance. NQ still inside all of its ranges right now, with potential for a deeper wash here on the NQ if it lets go, which you're starting to see now. So back to VWAP on the NQ. Do they absorb this just to go higher again, or are they actually going to let this go at this point and go and wash down towards that opening range? Previous week high being absorbed here on the ES, by the way. All right, so this can still be a trap to wash these guys, catch VWAP, and go back higher. You're not in a directional market, remember. You're in a range rotational market with upside bias overall in the higher time frame, but you're not in a directional market, which means it's going to wash and trap, and that's all you're going to get. You would need to see failure up here for a deeper move now. And really, all the time we're holding VWAP and all the time we're above this lower time frame algorithm, the blue and green lines, I'd be very, very careful about thinking short side. Yeah, totally, Phenom. That's exactly it. And we came into that 61 fib. I was actually looking for a push out through 900 and above, maybe 930 higher time frame. All right, what I would like to see is some sort of peak above these levels. We know buyers are trapped up here overnight. I'd like to see some sort of failure up here and a rotation down. But, you know, it might be that we do this and we do this tomorrow, if it's a bad print, or we do this tomorrow if it's a good print. It might just be that we go into this sort of pattern here where we know it's a very important level, and they use that news tomorrow to come and wash these stops, or they do the fake out and go upside if the print's good. All of those things possible. But I do agree. New hourly bar coming here, folks, in 2 minutes as well. Buy down at 45 and 40. Let me see if there's anyone underneath. I don't think so. No, not really. ES back towards previous week low. NQ still in between its VWAPs right now. These are big levels. If they let go of this, the rotation will be back down towards low of day. All right, but because of where ES is, you've got to be very, very careful. ES can still catch a bid on its opening range. And the mag is completely mixed still. All right, it's very, very mixed bag here on the mag. All right, Tesla over 2.5% up. Nvidia 0.16% down. Meta 0.60% up. Google 2% up. Amazon 0.5% down. Microsoft 0.75% down. Apple 1.33% up. I mean, it's completely mixed out there. I'll check that, Richard. I will check that. Thank you. I don't think that's the case on Traderify, but maybe on TPT it is. Right back into the midpoint of that opening range. This is so ugly. Downside pressure here. All right, if they let go of VWAPs, there is potentially a trade back down to these lows. If they let go of those lows, there's a potential trade back down to 700. Not confident that we're going to do anything like that right now, other than just like sweep and trap liquidity. But if they let go, SPY to VWAP here, big levels for spiders here. Bidding off VWAP right now on the spiders. You can see that reaction on the Qs. It's a big RBS level on the spiders as well from 10 a.m. this morning. Opening range high. And just make sure you're zooming out. It doesn't look particularly directional, does it? I don't like those sort of equal highs at previous day high at 890 either that we've left on the NQ. And ES is also very ugly. Look at 630. Look how many times we came up there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times without really swiping it. It's a little bit dangerous in my opinion. Still not actioning anything here today. There's nothing I like here yet. Watching VIX if it reclaims PDC though. There you go, like I said. Very careful here. Look at ES driving. The traps continue. Anyone else bored of this yet? Am I allowed to get off early? Nothing to do here. Exactly, JD. Yeah. I'll try and get on tomorrow morning. I am flying tomorrow, but I'll try and get on in the morning. I mean, maybe Exister. No, John, I didn't trade anything. I haven't traded this week. I haven't traded since last week. It was a nice breakout setup last night, and it was a nice failure. I am surprised they didn't drive it that tiny bit higher to the 22,000s last night. They got that close that I did watch it. I was thinking, if we get to 22,000 and fail, I'd be interested. But I mean, look at this. If you just think about this, what we've done this morning since the open. That's what you're dealing with right now. Awful. Awful market. Nice, John. VIX still underneath PDC. Nvidia going back red to green. That's about the 5th or 6th time I've seen it flip back. Relative strength in Google today. That's the one holding the market up. That and Apple and Tesla. So remember, we left equal highs or relative equal highs up here. ES did the same. Left equal highs. So just be very cautious. So far, no acceptance above value area high. No real acceptance. We haven't even really tested value area low other than that morning drive. I'm watching that hourly, and you've got that sort of double top there into 95. Break that, and I think you go 900, 930 very, very quickly. And it's at that point that it's going to be key what happens next. I was looking to buy calls there. I just didn't do it. I didn't get around to it, but we talked about it on stream, Jake. I think it was 280. I was saying anything around there. It was just a very good buy. We talked about it last Thursday or Friday. I can't remember which day. All right, still absorbing off these VWAPs. Still looking like it wants to go higher. That last move has been a trap. All right, so if we start printing above value area high and getting acceptance, this swept out some of this liquidity, trapped low, and we can do this move here, which is what it wants to do if the ES can drag it up with it. If you keep failing in here, you get range rotation. All right, but remember, we just rotated from IB to VWAP. It just completed one full rotation already in a range rotation day. You can see value area high from yesterday. So far, fairly pivotal. Yeah, it's very tough actions. Why it's best to wait for a breakout or fail breakout. Best to not touch this until it's something very, very clean. I'd say if you've played this morning, ES has been the better trader, but even that has not been very pretty. Sorry, folks, just having to answer some emails here. This is trading, folks. Unfortunately, it's not always a great day with great follow through. Some days, this is what you get. You're going to get a good day. The backside of this week will be good for you while I'm away. It's shaping up to be really nice for you. So just don't stress about it. Just trade the setups when they're there and ignore it when they're not there. All right, ES making its first lower high. The question now is, will it be continuation lower with a lower low? Otherwise, they can just catch this for a W to go back to those highs. So it's got a decision to make here on the ES. Remember, everything currently is above VWAP. The only things red on the day are Amazon and Microsoft. We are still just trading around the VWAP. Your core base right today is VWAP, which is pretty much the middle of your opening range and initial balance. So if you're going to enter a position here, just know you are at a 1-to-1 each side. Back to VWAP we go. So failing New York VWAP, trading down to 24-hour VWAP. So New York VWAP, 24-hour VWAP, lower time frame algorithm. ES will need to make a lower low here to confirm its lower high, which will allow it to trade back down to its VWAP if it's going to do it. If it's going to do it. It doesn't have to do anything, remember. Back to VWAP here again. Which that lower high here, does it have a continuation lower or not? That's the question now at this point. Probably not, I would say, by the shape of how it's acting right now. But who knows? Who knows? It can do whatever it wants. Remember, the MAG is all green other than Amazon and Microsoft. You are midpoint of the range in this session. Nothing's changed all day. Look at that drive from ES after making that lower low. It's trying to trap around here to go higher right now. Didn't even get to its VWAP on ES. SPY did, ES didn't. Messy, 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 messy. The seller on the tape here into 90s. Kind of would be nice if they let it go just for that rotation, but I just don't see them doing it right now. It kind of would be nice if they would do it. I think it would be fun. At the moment, doesn't feel like they've got any interest in coming back down towards Globex lows. They've got everyone caught down there right now. Back to VWAP we go. Tesla on a drive, Nvidia about to go green to red for the millionth time today. Tesla 3.5% up right now. So Tesla probably holding this market up very, very well right now. Can they complete this W trap to go higher, or are they going to let it go? I have literally no bias, no interest, no nothing right now. This is an easy way to get murdered in these charts right now, I would say. Only they know the games that they want to play, and they're going to play it however they want, as dirty as they can, probably. It would be my guess, which is what you're seeing. So, like I said, ES, lower high, lower low, trap, straight back up, previous day high. If they reclaim this, they might have enough shorts caught off guard now to then go and send it. So, these are the games that you will get in inside days. This is why I say stick to pro trend. We don't have a pro trend setup right now. You have a messy, messy setup at the moment. I think I've seen enough, folks. I don't think I have the will to sit here any longer and watch this shite, if I'm honest. I think I'm done. And I'm not going to come back this afternoon either, because I don't expect to see anything different, because there's no reason for this market to give anything different. Look, we're just in holding pattern. We talked about it this morning. I gave you the example of a plane waiting to land. It's just going to go round and round with continuous fuel. This is what it's doing, all right? Why would you want to trade that? No. No, 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 no. All right, that's me done. I'm logging off early. I'll see if I can get on tomorrow morning. No guarantees, but if I can, I will. Otherwise, I'll see you in a couple of weeks, folks. Those in Discord, I'll pop in later today and we can go through a few things. Please trade safe. Do not get chopped up in this. Peace and love. Use hard stops. All the usual stuff. Take care.